There's a phase where you're genuinely not doing anything,
Yeah.
while there's a phase where you're not doing anything, but at the same time you're waiting for something. So first things first, it's important for you to understand that in the creative industry, as a creative, if you're working in the creative sector, you're in the creative economy. My calling was in media
Wow.
and entertainment. So I would say probably as far back as secondary school, maybe like GS2, GS3, I just know that like, oh, I like to make things happen.
Hello everyone, my name is Toby, and on today's show we have somebody exceptional, somebody who is brilliant in the creative space. And without wasting time, I would love him to introduce himself. Thank you so much, sir, for this. So much.
Is that introduction for me? Hi, my name is Phil. I am a media personality and a content creator, and I've forgotten the last one. Yeah, let's just proceed. It's going to come back.
Alright. So, is this all about Phil, or there is so much to know about Phil? Who is Phil?
There's so much to know. I'm still finding out who Phil
You're still
is. Yes. But however, I would say I'm just like an all-round creative. I think there's nothing in the creative space that I've not done.
Wow.
Yeah, aside from like dancing. I really don't know how to dance, but every other thing in the creative space when it comes to content, music, film, TV, radio, design. Just I've really done. Yeah, I've touched almost every other thing aside dancing.
Comedy. Have you?
Comedy.
Yeah.
Does writing counts? I've written comedy, but I've not like performed or done stand up or let's say but writing, yeah. Oh yeah, I also write. Still
Wow.
part of it, being a
Amazing.
creative, yeah. So basically I've just like I consider myself an all-round creative
Wow.
in general, yeah.
Okay. So this would lead us to the next question. What do people don't know about you? What do you think people don't know about you?
Hmm. People don't know that. I think what a lot of people don't know about me is the fact that I am actually introverted.
Wow.
Yeah, people don't know that. I don't like people. Like not like I don't like
You like to stay on your own.
yes, really. I like to be at home. I like to be alone. And so I'm just kind of like I don't just like being around so many people. Like I'm just like I get like socially anxious and stuff. Like I don't know, I'm just very yeah.
Yourself.
Yes. And then also I can sing the French national anthem.
Amazing.
I don't know if that counts, but yeah.
Amazing. Okay. So I would ask you this question.
Okay.
Your growth process, can you relate it that God has been your help? I don't know if you get my
Yeah,
question.
okay.
Can you relate it that God has been your help, or you just understood social media algorithm and you found your way?
Hmm. I mean, personally, like I really believe in God,
Okay.
and I am a Christian.
Okay.
And even though I have moved from practicing Christianity as a religion, and I'm now practicing Christianity as a belief. Conversion for another day. Maybe we'll go into that later. But yeah, I would say that God and the Holy Spirit has actually been a huge factor in my journey, and that is because that is what I believe. So for someone else, they might think that they just had to do this and do that and had to do know this and know that. But personally, I just don't think I would be here at this time or at this point if not for answered prayers and certain instructions and directions that I believe came from God. So yeah, I would say that I do believe in, and I always talk about it. Like if you're in the creative space, especially in Nigeria,
Yeah.
first of all, if you're living in Nigeria, you need to believe in a higher power
You have
because,
to have something.
oh my God, I'm telling you, because, no, like because our country does not have systems.
Yeah,
You understand? So you just have to be praying. You literally have to be praying
definitely.
every day.
Yeah.
So yeah. I believe the answer is, but also I was trying to say something, and I had it too. Um, yeah. So if you yeah, so I just believe that there are certain places like when you pray,
Mm.
they are just things that you know to, and then also like even prayer aside, right? As a Christian and as someone that you read the word of God, you understand the
Yeah.
principles of the Bibles, automatically that guides you. There are things you do and there are things you don't do,
Yeah.
and then at the end of the day, that also has a ripple effect on you know, um, the overall outputs that your career has, and it's really really amazing
Wow.
in my opinion.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So, we'll be diving straight to growth questions, the
Okay.
main reason why we are here. What do you do, right, when you feel like things are not working?
Hmm.
What do you do? You just stay back and be calm? Or what's that thing you are cooking up when you feel like this thing is not working?
Yeah. So oftentimes it feels like you have to be cooking something. To be honest, there are sometimes there's nothing is cooking.
Yeah.
I think it's a phase. There are
Yeah.
phases, and every creative had that have that phase where it's just silence, and then people from outside think that, oh, you're making moves in silence and all, but you're not making any moves. There is literally just nothing. Like
Nothing.
you're waking up to doing nothing, and then you just eat and go back to sleep. So it's like a phase, right? So during that, so yes, there's a phase, and then there's also a phase where you're waiting on something.
Yeah.
You understand? So there's a phase where you're genuinely not doing anything,
Yeah.
while there's a phase where you're not doing anything, but at the same time you're waiting for
Waiting for
something.
something.
So first things first, it's important for you to understand that in the creative industry, as a creative, if you're working in the creative sector, you're in the creative economy, those phases come. It happens.
Yeah.
There are phases where, especially when, because most times as creatives, you're freelancing, and you're waiting for gigs, you're waiting for contracts, you're waiting for opportunities. So there are phases where you're going to be showing up as much as you can in whatever capacity that you can, but that showing up is not, to you, is not yielding anything, right? And that is where the whole consistency comes in. Whether anybody is watching, whether anybody is not watching, you don't know if anybody is watching, you don't know if anybody if people are not watching. And then, so bringing it now back to the role that being a Christian plays is the fact that when you just hold it in mind that like all things work together for good
Yeah.
to those who love him. So it just guides you, and the most challenging parts of being a creative, especially like an upcoming creative, is the fact that there is no guarantee of where your next meal is coming from. There's no guarantee of where your next income is coming from. So all you're just, and to be very honest, that is not something you can control.
Yeah.
So I always tell people that do the one that is within your control. And what is within your control? Showing up, doing whatever it is that you can do. If you believe that doing this thing will help you get more, clients or customers,
Yeah.
you just do it, whether it's bringing in clients or not. You understand?
Yeah.
It's just like the same thing with business, right? So if you're running a business and patronage is slow, and you believe that, or you know that when people do these things, they get more customers, right?
Customers.
When people advertise, they get more customers. When people do this, they get more customers. So that is something that is within your control. You cannot force anybody to come and buy. You cannot force anybody to come and work with you.
Yeah.
But you know that you as a person, you can actually do this or you can actually advertise. So you just do the one that is within your control. And one thing I've come to realize is that eventually something always comes up and opportunities always comes in, right? And another thing I've also grown to understand is I'm at a point in my life where I just trust. I just trust the process. I trust in God. I trust in my abilities, and I'm not really gone are the days when like I don't get a particular opportunity, I don't get something I want, and then I am now wallowing in defeat. At this point, it doesn't happen. Okay, there are some that will genuinely pain. There are some opportunities you lose. It genuinely pain you.
Yeah.
But then what can you do? You cannot kill yourself.
Yeah.
You don't go. You don't go. So you just let it go. And another thing is just believing that God is still in control. You know, the Bible says in the book of Proverbs, the Bible says that you trust in the Lord with all your heart and not on your own understanding.
Yeah.
So once you're doing it, you're also just believing that God is in your hands.
Yeah.
Any other thing, me.
Yeah.
And it's always important for you just to know that there's just this peace that comes with the fact that you know that, oh, me, I've done the one I can do.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like, God, I cannot do more than this. And I've done the one I can do. And I've moved. So basically, that is really just. I've lost. What was the question again?
What do you do when it feels like everything is quiet?
No, yeah, okay, yes. So basically, what you just do, what I do, and what I think every creative will do is just do the one that is within your control. The one that is in the hands of God, leave it in the hands of God. The one that is not within your control, you leave it. And you also have to believe in yourself that you have what it takes. I think I was in a, because I mean I go for conferences and workshops all the time. I really like to hear from people. And I think it was Barra that was like, one thing that helped him was he did not have a plan B. It was either this or this. So there was no, and it was like, to him, having a plan B means you don't believe in yourself enough.
Yeah.
You understand? So as much as there's a place of growth, there's a place of evolving, you should know where you're heading to and just have an overwhelming belief. Like I'm at a point in my life where I just have this overwhelming belief that everything is going to work out. Like I don't know how, I don't know when,
but you know,
I just know it, and I'm just confident in that knowing. And I don't want to get to a point where I begin to doubt that everything is going to work out. So yeah.
Amazing. All right. So second question says, what has kept you believing in your vision, right? Even when there was zero proof that okay, this thing would work out. What has kept you believing in your vision? Yeah.
So that this question is somewhat tricky because me, I have the answer. But I don't know if the answer will help anybody. For me, let me start with myself. For me, I think what keeps me going is the fact that I'm at a point in my career where I know that I'm creating impact, I'm helping people,
Yeah.
I'm affecting lives positively, and I'm changing lives. You understand? And that is why. So the issue now is for someone who has not gone that far or who doesn't know that yet, that person might not be able to relate. And that's why I said the question is tricky.
Yeah,
so for me, that is my own, because I know that if I come out and say, if I've helped you, or if my work has impacted you one way or another, please come out. I just need to know I'm taking that. I know that I will get people. And even if it's just 1 or 5%, perfect. Okay. Yeah. But I would say that if you've not gotten to that point yet, this is not something that anybody can tell you. You need to find, it's like that's where purpose comes in. You need to find the reason why you're doing it, because to be honest, it's not every time it's not even like a spiritual thing. That's just how the creative industry works. Like there are times and seasons in the creative industry. One moment, and it cuts across all when it comes to content, when it comes to film, acting, music. There is a season where now this person the hot.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden now this other person, and then you think that this person his time has come and gone, and then after some time, it's just so that is like how it is, and it's just how the creative industry is, because in the creative industry you are actually feeding people's dopamine. You understand? So yes, so you're doing things that make people feel good. That is there. If you pay attention, when it comes to creative industry, when it comes to podcast, content, music, movies, design, like trends come and go. And and those trends that come and go is because of the human what the human mind is consuming. You understand? So it changes from time to time. So it's not like if you're a doctor now in medicine, every day, like, people always need medical attention. You will never go to a hospital, and you'll never be there's no time in a hospital where it is a season for dentists or is a season for gynecology. Every day these units have their different patients. When it comes to the creative industry, for instance, there's going to be an era where it is romantic movies that are in vogue. And so that period, if you are doing anything that is not romantic movies, you might not really feel, yes, and it does not invalidate your work in any way. You understand? It gets to a point where it is comedy that is the in thing. So if your genre is now, let's say, crime and thriller, so those are, yes, exactly. So those are the things. So it is just important for you to just find your why, find your own purpose, find why you're doing things, and just let that hold you by the hand and guide you.
Let me ask this question. For how long have you been in the creative space? How long have
For how long have I been in the creative space? Well, it's been long ago.
And what made you believe that, okay, this is the path you need to work in?
What made me believe this is the path I need to work in is because I've done 9 to 5 before. And I almost died.
Was that stressful?
Aside from it being stressful, because to be honest, it's not like being a creative is not stressful, right? But apart from it being stressful, it's more draining when this is not like it's like you're not having fun. You're just doing it to survive. Yes. So there's a difference between doing something you love or be passionate about something, and then there's also doing something to survive. So like a lot of creatives are doing day jobs to survive because of they've not gotten to a point in their career where they can where the society of their financial life can rest on their craft, And to be honest, I'm not there yet. I still have a day job. Right. Yes, I still have a day job. I work in content marketing. Yes, I work in content marketing. So I have a day job and I still like do one-off gigs, project management, or anything like because the most important thing, yes, is that let us not be hungry. So yeah, so there is that. So until a lot of people until they get to a point where you can totally rely on their craft, they have to do things out of survival. And so yeah, that is what I said. So but then that aside, ever since I had sense as a child and as a teenager, I'd always known that okay, this was where like I've always known that like my calling was in media and entertainment. So I would say probably as far back as secondary school, maybe like GS2, GS3, I just know that like I like to make things happen. So it's not even about being in front of the camera, like even behind the scenes. Like if you just leave me in the media or creative space, I'm going to thrive either ways. And that is just one thing I know and I discovered early. Well, I mean, I discovered early, but then I didn't have like the knowledge, as much knowledge as I do now. So that is just that has just been when it was for me.
So since when you were
let's say secondary school, because that was actually when everything, because again that's a good thing about schools, is that in schools there are extracurricular
Yeah.
activities, and the purpose of extracurricular activities in schools is for people who their strength is not in maths and physics, for them to explore. So in schools you have sports, you have debates, drama, music. All of these things is to help people who it's to help children find themselves.
Yes.
You understand? And so being in and then pardon me, there are some schools that are not big on all these extracurricular activities, but the school where I came from is a boarding school, and they were actually big on let's I won't say they were big, but they were a lot of extracurricular activities, and that was where I found myself. So I had tried music. I used to write songs. I still write songs till today.
Wow.
I used to rap at a point. I did I did drama. I did writing, I did debates, like I did like a whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
When I was in my final year in secondary school, I was in like I was president of like 4 different associations. Like, yeah. So it just made me realize that okay, that was like the path I was in. So even though I studied accounting, whilst I was in school, the first time I went for an audition, I was a 100 level. Actually, I've not even resumed. I'd already gotten admission, but the school had not started, and I was in my first audition. They didn't call me back, obviously, but the journey started from there. So I've always known that. So it was from there, harnessing that, and that is why I always tell parents that if your child is not doing well academically, does not mean you should give up on him. Like,
Yes.
yeah, right? If the child feel the play and know the read book, yeah, you understand. But if as long as your child is not feeling woeful, it doesn't mean that that's the end, right? Maybe their calling is in football
Yeah.
or
Something.
something else exactly. So that's it.
Okay. So let me ask you this. It's kind of tricky. You feel like you're one of the biggest creator in Kaduna.
Allegedly.
You accept them.
Allegedly.
Hey, wow. So you know you are one of the biggest creator in Kaduna. Why did you stay for Kaduna? I feel like because most people will say Kaduna no the Kaduna this, Kaduna that. But why do you choose Kaduna?
Well, I mean, when I started making content, I didn't set out to be a Cardinal content creator.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why every time when we talk about content, people always tell you just do it, just start. Clarity comes along the way. I think I'm in a position to understand that amongst I'm in a better position to understand that because that was like my own experience. So I didn't start up to be a content creator. I started off creating talking head videos on TikTok. At the time, I wanted to be like Urushola or Bankole. Those are the people I watch all the
Yeah.
time, And I watched a lot of Salem King too before I took content seriously.
Yeah.
So I was just like wanting to like just share my thoughts, share tips and all of that. And that was what I was doing. But before taking content seriously, I had done a lot of research. I had read a lot of things about
Wow.
content creation. I had scrolled down to Salem King's page and watched like from the first video to the present video at the time. I had watched all. There was another page. They are no longer active. The content people. I watched all. I really wanted to be, and I really wanted to do it. And so one of the things I learned whilst doing that research is a lot of people, if you go, a lot of people tell you that when you're starting out, you don't need a niche. Create everything that comes to your mind. So that period, I know I was doing my talking head videos, also like my major content, where I was making like videos of what I was cooking and I was vlogging as well.
Yeah.
And then just one day, I remember I went for an audition that day. I went for an audition. I think the movie is even out by now, but it did not pick me. I don't act in the film. So I went for an audition. It was at Disney Park.
Okay.
It was, I think it was Nidai Keji's film. Yeah. So I went for the audition, and then after the audition, I met a friend at the audition, and after the audition, he was like, "Oh, he wants to buy something in Central Market." And at the time, I had finished uni, and I was working at a radio station, and that day was free. I didn't go to work that day, and I was free. I'm like, okay, he even has a car, so I'm not paying transport. What am I? Let's go to the central market now. You know, and went, and I was just like, and as I just in the market, I just like started making videos, and I did a vlog, and the views on that particular vlog gave me more views than all the other videos I've posted combined.
Wow.
And so I just like, okay, I now did another one. I think the next video I did was McAfee Plaza, and then we went for another event I did, and that was how I like creating Kaduna content just fell into my hands, because at the time nobody was doing it.
Yeah.
You understand? Nobody was doing it. I know there are people that had done it before then, right? But at the time there was nobody. I remember seeing a post on Facebook that period where someone was like, can't we have like Iwaka Waka in Kaduna or something like that? And so someone now tagged me in that post, and I saw the post, and I was just like, okay, so there's something here, because already it was doing numbers, and it was not just doing numbers on TikTok, it was doing numbers on Instagram and Facebook too. So I was like, okay, it's like Kaduna people are not represented online when it comes to like social media content. And so I decided to double down on that, and
Wow.
that was it. And I was also still making my talking head videos and doing other stuff, but I just knew that okay, that was like, that just became my primary content pillars, because it was giving me more it was generating more leads, and at the same time it was also like my content, it was like content I do. So that's the thing. So sometimes I can do one content that is not my usual content, and then it goes viral, but I will not do another one, because that is not me. Understand? It's just like, let's say you do talking head videos all the time, and then you now do one skit, and then that one skit you did now go viral. So the normal thing is that, oh, you should do more skits.
Yeah.
But is it sustainable? Can I do more skits? I can't do more skits. So let's just bask in the virality of that, and hope that the other ones that I'm doing every other day can blow up as well. So that's the thing. And that's another thing when it comes to content creation. A lot of people just lose themselves, because they get a viral moment and they think they have to like recreate, they have to keep doubling down on that viral moment, even though it was a testing or a trial. I don't know how to explain it, but if you're a filmmaker, and then you always make film, and then you just say, oh, I wrote a song, let me just go and sing this song, and then you now sing the song, and the song now blows up, there is this urge to want to do another song.
Yeah.
But then what's the guarantee that
You would.
it's not even the guarantee of, it's not what's the guarantee of if the song will blow up. It's what's the guarantee of, can you like keep doing more songs? Yes, the way you've always been doing film. You understand? So sometimes I'll do like, if I'll just like, let me just do this, I'll hop on a trend, and then it goes viral, and then the next thing is, oh, let me do more of it. But I was like, it's really not sustainable. If I do this one, what if it doesn't do well? What if even if I do it and it does well, what is the projection that I can keep doing this? If it is something I can keep doing, no problem. Just the same way the first Kaduna vlog did well, and okay, I should do another Kaduna vlog. Is it something I can keep doing? Because for one, I stay in Kaduna. For two, I go out often.
Yeah.
So it's something that I can actually double down on. So you have to weigh in your options, and if it's something you can consistently do or put out, why not? I also feel like, for now, I am not. I mean, I've thought of moving, right?
Okay.
But I just feel like it's coming. Like, I don't know how to explain this, but I just feel like I don't know how to explain it. But one thing I know is, you don't want to move before your time. But then when it's time to move, you will know. Yes. So as a creative, especially in Kaduna, once you're good at your craft, you hear their voices in your head. People are also telling you, oh, you're too good for Kaduna, move and all and all. Great advice, by the way. It means people believe in you, right? Thank you for believing in me to the extent that I think that I will make it in a big pool like Lagos. Because, I mean, there are like a gazillion creatives there, Because when you narrow it down to Kaduna, like, how many are we truly? It's like, I don't think there are up to 10 options, right? But if you go to a bigger city, they are like it's like a pool of fishes. So it makes people believe in you. And To be honest, I believe in myself as well, and I know that
Yeah.
I can do it. But at the same time, like I said, you don't want to move before your time. So as much as people echo it in your ears, you also have to know when it's time to move.
Anything production, podcast, film, event, the process is training. You will just come on out of you sometimes don't see like this. Life just pauses. Life has spoiled. What do you have to do now? You have to go and then after I get life, people realize, I get life too, but PK, you now start where the life is not like you don't have to like all this part, like more like your work easy. So the process is that is where I like my value, that's where I like my joy, that's where I like my success. That I am content with the fact that I have done this. That is so. And you know why? Because that is what I have control. Like right? If I wanted to do a podcast, if I wanted to start a podcast and 2 years down the line, I've not created a podcast, I'll be mad at myself. I'll be furious at myself. But that is at least something I can control, right? And I've not done it. So it is my fault. All of this is on me. The failure is on me. It's not even a failure because it's not, I wasn't able to invest it. So I cannot even say it's a failure because it's on me. But if I wanted to do this and I've done it, I'll give myself a back on the back. You said you don't try. You said you don't smoke. And I want it all crazy. And that's what I need to know people that do that. Just being in the process. And if I don't have the best to play, and only 5 people that kill. The event hold and event not hold. Event hold. So what people do. Because I cannot kill myself. The anti-core, I cannot kill myself. You can sit down and wallow in. Instead of watching the fact that what people. But there is picture that program carries. There is data of 5 people that are ended. So what do you I don't like unnecessary stress. I don't give myself unnecessary stress. Like there are so many things that we just focus on ourselves that yeah, it's not really necessary. So like if I'm doing this production, that is a necessary stress. So I have to make sure that the guest gets here on time, the crew gets here on time. I have to make sure that everything is here, equipment, everything is in order. So that is stress that is stress I deserve, that is stress that's necessary. You understand? So I have to now make sure that okay, when do you want this? When do you want to do that? When do you want to invent? Who do you want to share it? All of those things, I'll put myself under pressure. Do you know why? Because it is in my job, it is under my control, it is something I can do. But outside that, me, I don't stress myself for things that are not within my control. That is just the thing. So I will go to school. So I go to school, you go to school, you get all the qualifications, you do courses, you do all of that, you apply for it, send in several applications every day. That is really all you can do. They did not get back to you or tell you the event to inform you. So fine, I regret to inform you too. You understand? So it's like really that is the and so that is where the difficult factor comes because you know God is seeing me say I don't pass like this. I cannot do more than this. And the one that I can do, I have done. If you like, at the end of the day, to God be the glory. And I'm also so I see a lot of times going on that people like in church and Christian space, people like to talk about how God delivered children and them. So again, I'll do the message. I will do the message. I saw the clip on Twitter. I saw the clip on Twitter and it was so profound. And it just made me realize that there's actually a spiritual practice what's happening, right? So it was Pastor Ewan that was doing that. I saw this message, I saw this notion that yes, where he said that um, people when you read the book, you see a challenge that there was a point where they told the king that we know that God is able to deliver us, but even if He doesn't, you understand? So that story is a celebrated story because God delivered them. But what people miss is the fact that those 3 boys were willing to
all that and die. If God
Like
if God does not lie.
yeah.
Yes. So that is where I'm at. So the one that is within my control and anything that happens to God. Wow. Yeah, oh my god, it was so deep. I had to go read the story again to be sure that it was not lying. And it was not lying. So yeah, it's something that, and I feel like as a Christian,
Yeah.
if your faith has not got to that level, you're not serious. So you know that
Not serious. What?
You
Your
never
journey,
did
your
it.
journey is far. Yes, exactly. So you still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. Okay.
and then, sorry, let me
Okay.
add something. Also, sometimes you need to also sit with the fact that it's, I feel like you also need to learn to be honest with yourself and also learn to sit with the fact that sometimes you are not the right person for certain opportunities. Like, I applied for a particular opportunity and I didn't get in, and I know the lady that got it, the lady that got in, right? And so when they posted on their blog or their website rather that these are the people that were selected and
Yeah.
all. So when I read the bios of the people they selected, I have to be honest with myself. I'm like, I've done stuff, right? But compared to these people, I've not done anything.
Oh, wow.
So I'm in short, if there's anybody that is, if I'm, I don't think there's anybody that is as brutally honest with me as I am with myself.
Mm.
Like, and so when I talk, sometimes people feel like it's not a thing of low self-esteem or looking down on yourself. Like, it's just the truth.
Mm.
Like, sometimes, like, guys, like, sometimes I tell myself that you never reach this level. And it's okay because again, your whole life is still ahead of you. Like, you're eventually going to get there.
Yeah.
But for now, sorry, me too, I regret to inform myself that I'm not there
It's
yet.
like you have received this. We regret to inform you that.
Oh no, oh my god, I've received a lot. In short, I've received like three from one particular
Wow.
brand. Ah, yeah. So yeah, so basically, because I feel like as a content creator now, they will tell you that, oh, you need to pitch to
Yeah.
brands you want to work with, and really, really is true. But then sometimes you're just pitching blindly because if they don't get back to you, it's okay because sometimes you just know that when you go and you look at the caliber of people that these particular brands work with, it's okay to tell yourself that, oh, there's so much work for me to be done. And that's the thing. So it's not a thing of I will never get there. It's a thing of, oh, I just need to give me a few months. If I do this for a few months, if I do this for a few weeks, I will be there and I can try again.
Yeah.
And really that's just it. So like delay is not denial.
Yeah. True. This leads us to the last question, right?
Okay.
What is that one thing you would tell would I say an upcoming content creator or
Mm-hmm.
somebody who is in the creative space? What's that one thing you would love to tell that person?
Well, I don't know. Okay, what's that thing I would like to tell?
Seriously,
Okay,
you don't.
to be honest, I don't know. So I like when, like, people just ask me, just tell me what they want or what they are trying to do, and
Yeah,
just give me quick, yeah, so that I can just like answer.
just
So yes,
straight.
but like on a broad spectrum, I would just say, well, a couple of things. I cannot say one, but I'll say one of the things is that be true to yourself.
Mm,
Whatever you are doing, don't do it because the next person is doing it, right?
mm,
If this is if this is the type of content you want to do, or this is the type of movies you want to make, this type of, again, like I said, believe in yourself wholeheartedly. Maybe you're a filmmaker and the type of movies you want to make is not the type of music. They'll tell you that Nigerians don't watch this type of film.
yeah,
Better go and do comedy. Just do it. You can still do comedy any day, anytime. But this one that is in your mind, this one that I think is your thing, this one you think you're good at, just do it. Same thing with music. When Thames started,
mm,
Thames did not, even till date, Nigeria, I think she said in an interview that she appreciates the love she gets from Nigeria, but Nigerians are not the ones that consume her music the most. Because we didn't know that type of song in this place. We like to dance, right? But then she just kept on putting it out, and just look at where she has gotten to in less than 10 years, right?
yeah,
So be true to yourself. Don't do it because the next person is doing it.
doing it.
Don't say, it's like skit is what is raining, let me go and do skit. This is what is raining, let me go and do. at the core, like, what is your essence? What is your own thing?
Yeah.
Just start and just do it. Like, still, be true to yourself. Don't do it because the next person is doing it. Honestly, just do what you believe is your thing, right? One of the examples I like to give is someone like that works, someone in Kaduna here. His name is Hamid, right?
Yeah.
So Hamid is a good mobile videographer. He's literally like one of the best in Kaduna. And there was a time he started doing skits and TikToks, and it was not really going so well. Like, it was not really going so well. Like, he even did a skit with Brother Shaggy, like went to
Oh, wow.
Lagos, did a skit with Brother Shaggy, and all of that. And then whilst he was doing that, he was still doing the whole mobile videography thing, and he was something. And now, like, his content is on Bella Niger, like his wedding content, his event content, like different blogs. He's collaborating. There was a politician's daughter's wedding. He was the one that covered it. Like, he has gone places. Today he's in Zaria. Tomorrow he's in Abuja. Tomorrow he's in Kwara, traveling to do events, highlight content. You understand? So if he had doubled down on doing skits, it probably would have taken him a longer time to get here. But that was what he was good at. That was what he was. That was the thing that God had put in his hands, and he just kept on doing it, even though he was trying other things.
Yeah.
And now, before you will see skit on his page, you have to scroll down to like 2023 or so.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so that's just like an example, and yeah,
Just be yourself.
yes. Just do you do, like, I'm trying to remember because it's been a while I read this scripture, but it was something about I think it was Paul that was telling Timothy that keep that which is committed to your trust.
Yeah.
You understand? So whatever has been given to you, really, like it's okay. Like, again, it's okay to explore. It's not like, oh, because you're a music artist, you'll be doing only music. No, if you're doing music and music is what is given to you, and you feel like you want to act, you want to create content, by all means do it. But at the same time, double down on your own thing and just believe in yourself. You get it on from there.
No. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you
for
have
thanking me.
anything?
I mean, another thing I want to say is, like, just like, be consistent
Yeah.
and focus extensively on what is within your control and be intentional and intensive about it. So, what is in your control? Showing up,
Yeah.
taking a new course, learning, watching on YouTube, watching tutorials on YouTube, reading, all of those. Like, just when you just think of what you can do that will make the journey easier or make the journey shorter, just focus on doing that one. Opportunities are not in your control. Jobs are not in your control. Collaborations or brand collaborations are not in your control. You can, obviously, yes, you can pitch, you can shoot your shot, but it's not in your control, right? So if I want to work with a brand, for instance, what is in my control is to craft an email, tailor my portfolio to them, and send it. So if in 2-3 weeks I've not done it, I'll be mad at myself.
Yes.
So once I've done that, I'm okay. If they like, because most brands, they will not even tell you the regrets. They will just read your email. I'm sure they'll just read your email or read your Gmail, and they'll like, and just go, right? Because most times you're communicating with the social media manager, say, so it's when social media manager look you head to toe and think that this is something that, before they will now push it up to who they think should see this, right? So, and I'm saying this because I've handled social media pages before, and I see some people, I'm just like, I don't even read this thing. You're like, please get out. and then sometimes you read a particular thing, and then you'll be like, oh, you now send the boss a message that, oh, I think you should look into this, or something like that. So all of that is really not in your control. Just do what you can. And one thing I know is that the world likes to work with points of contact. They just need you to take a step.
Yeah.
And
that's all.
That's all. So as long as you're making bold steps, as long as there is a back work or there's workings, don't worry. Be patient, and it's going to come to you. Let me shut up.
Um, this has been amazing throughout. Thank you so much
Thank
to have
you
me
for
for this.
having me. I really appreciate. I look for platforms where I can just blab because I talk to myself a lot. So I'm really grateful.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
At
Uh,
first, I was thinking it would be difficult to bring you because I have
I'm not too hard like that. So I'm a very nice somebody.
Hey, I was thinking it's very, very difficult to bring you. I've been anticipating this moment. Trust me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so much.
much.
And also, amazing work that you're doing here.
Thank you.
I didn't know until you like told me about it, and then I went through. I saw
Yeah,
pictures, and really, I love the fact that there is something like this even in Kaduna. And
thank you so much, sir.
with time, don't worry, just give it time. It's eventually going to the people that need what you are doing
Yeah,
will find you eventually.
thank you so much, sir.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. It's nice having you. Don't forget to like, share, and also subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Peace out.